Hello and welcome to the Garden in the Kitchen cooking show. I am Chef Silvia Dunnirvine.
And I am Buckley.
And I'm so glad that you're here, and hopefully you're excited for another recipe. And this is a dinner recipe that is super healthy and low carb and delicious.
Excellent.
We have some chicken, green beans, not a lot of ingredients.
Okay.
But it's so flavorful.
Good.
You will see at the end. Sometimes you really don't need a lot of ingredients to make something good. And we have chicken thighs, which is it's one of my favorite cuts. You know, I find it very flavorful. Which cut is your favorite?
I tend to go for breasts most of
Yes.
the time, but I notice you've got, so there's no bone in here. These are boneless thighs, are
Yes, these are boneless and skinless.
Right, okay.
Chicken thighs.
So,
yeah.
so maybe I need to just be a bit more adventurous with my cuts that I choose, because this looks great too.
Yes, chicken breast is good. It's great. Everybody loves. You can't really go wrong
Yes.
with chicken breast. Chicken thighs cooks faster.
Right.
Because it's, you know, I kind of have mine folded here, but it's really a thin cut. And I love everything from wings to chicken thighs, everything. It's just lovely. But yeah, today we have chicken thighs, and we'll cook the chicken thighs and green beans together. Well, sort of. We'll cook the chicken thighs, remove it from the pan, then we'll saute the green beans with lots of garlic, as you can see here,
Yeah.
and then bring it back. So it's like a one-pan dinner.
Perfect.
And this is a good option to serve is if you want to keep it healthy, low carb. A side of green salad is my favorite. A side of quinoa salad is great. White rice, if you're not counting anything, if you're just enjoying balanced meal, rice, brown rice. So those are my favorite side options for something like
So
this.
these are the meals that I enjoy the most from you. The one pot, the one skillet, and a few ingredients, and I'm always impressed by how much flavour comes out of those few carefully chosen ingredients. I know that
Exactly.
we've done that a couple of times on
Yes.
the show before. So
Yes, we have.
Always impressed by this.
You know, I love one pot meals and
Yes.
skillet meals because, you know, as a mom, you know, busy mom, a lot of kids, I understand how life can be very busy. And my goal is to create recipes that are easy and quick and healthy, you
Yes.
know, for your family. And, you know, everything's done in this one pot, so you have less dishes to clean, and it just,
Yeah,
you know, you
fantastic.
plop in the middle of the table, and that's your dinner, kids.
Yeah, go for it.
Right? So I'm gonna turn are you ready to start?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my little burner on, and I'm gonna start at something like 300 to be safe, you know, and then in the meantime, I'm just gonna season my chicken here, which is all cleaned and pat dried. You know, you want your chicken to be dried because if it's wet, it's gonna get soggy, it's gonna stick, it's just, you know.
And it will spit as well, won't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've got salt and pepper, simple seasoning. So cover it all. This is the pepper. I'm gonna add some salt.
And just to mention, for those of us that don't have the little tabletop stand here to cook, we just do this on the
Yes.
on the stove top as usual,
Yep.
whether it's gas or electric.
Yes.
Yep.
You just do it on your stove top, and I mean you can grill it too. That would work just fine. So I'm adding
Okay.
right here about 2 tablespoons of oil, and 2 tablespoons because I have a pretty wide skillet here. It's okay, you're not gonna like it because I'm lifting it. Okay, I just want to make sure it covers the whole skillet. You know, it's
Yes.
a 12-inch skillet, so all right, so I need about 2 tablespoons to make sure the entire bottom of the skillet is coated. And it's hot, I can see it. I'm just gonna start adding my chicken in, and skin side down, even though there's no skin.
Even
so
though there's-
skin side down. I'm just gonna add that in. Careful. You can get a longer tool
Yes.
to make sure you stay away from it, from the hot oil. Just be careful. One more. Okay. All right, so I have my chicken skin side down, seasoned with salt and pepper. I'm going to season the other side now. You could have done that before, but it's just, I find it easier. I season one side and here's the second side.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You can toss it around if you have the extra time before, but this works too. I'm just gonna add more heat to it. Okay. And now the salt. Okay, so what we're looking to do here is to cook the chicken for about 8 to 10 minutes on each side. Of course, you know, depending on the size of your chicken, you might take less or more. When I flip the chicken, I'm looking to see a little bit of brown, golden brown. It's not going to be cooked through until the other side, but we're just looking to have a little color at that point. So this is going to be cooking for 8 to 10 minutes, and we'll check back. We'll be right back and check our kitchen in a few minutes. Welcome back. We've had some time to cook our chicken. It took about 8 to 10 minutes on one side, and then I flipped, and another 8 to 10 minutes. Wouldn't you say, Anne?
I would, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I want to show you. You know, it's cooked through. I took the internal temperature. Each piece had about 165 degrees internally, so that's good. And like I said, we just want that brown, the color, the beautiful color on top, obviously, and to be cooked all the way through. So now we're just gonna transfer to a plate. Each piece we're gonna remove from the pan, and it's super hot. Some pieces do stick a little bit. Just wiggle around, and you should be able to remove it.
So you're not looking to make it crispy, you just want to have that brown.
Browned and definitely, you know, for sure cooked.
Yes.
Make sure it's cooked all the way through at this point, because although we will be adding it back to the pan, we won't be really doing much cooking after that. So here's our chicken. I'll just place it here for now. And basically what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna turn this on as I talk and saute the garlic and the green beans. The green beans will be not soft, it will be just right and sauteed and flavored with some of that garlic, and then we'll add the chicken back in. So here's the chicken oil. It's got a lot of flavor in here. I'm going to add now 1 tablespoon of butter to this. And then all of this garlic, but I'll make sure the butter is nice and melted.
So there was already still quite a lot of the oil remaining. So why are we adding the extra butter?
So the butter is, yes, the butter is for flavor. You don't have to if you don't want to, because you did see there was enough oil in here that we could saute it if you want to. It's just flavor for sure. So here's the butter, and I'll add in all of the garlic. The garlic here is, as you can see, it's sliced, so it's got big chunks and it's not pressed or diced. It's, you know, big chunks here, so you can actually, it's visible. You can see it with the green beans, and you've got to be careful not to let the garlic burn. I mean, the pot is hot, and add the green beans right away. Okay. Excellent. So I got just about a pound of green beans, and you want to saute this really briefly, not for very long, so the green beans get some flavor. It softens a little bit, but it's not soggy or too soft. And then you can use this wooden spatula to just remove some of those bits and flavorful bits and pieces from the pot.
From the chicken?
From the chicken, just and the garlic and the butter, and make sure everything.
Get that all moving nicely together and blending.
Yes, yes.
Good. Looks great. And you just leave the chicken sitting to the side. There's no need to keep that warm or anything because it will be straight back in the pan.
Yeah, we're putting this back in the pan in just a minute.
Okay.
You can cover, but there's no need. This is really only going to take a couple of minutes.
Okay.
The chicken will stay hot, and once we bring it back, it will reheat it. So it's
and do
all
you
good.
always use the thermometer to test the internal temperature? Because I sometimes just slice into the chicken to see how it looks inside.
Yes.
Is there a disadvantage to that? Because sometimes I feel like I might be drying it out by cutting into it again and letting those juices escape.
No, in fact, that's how I check.
Okay.
You know, it's the eye check. That's how I was taught to cook.
Okay.
We never had a thermometer growing up.
No,
My grandmother
exactly.
just made sure I learned with my eyes,
Yes.
my senses, my nose, and tasting. So I do that. As
Good.
well. But you know, when I'm cooking for the blog, I want the times to be right, the temperatures to be right. So
okay.
measuring is very important part of it. I don't measure my daily cooking, but I measure for the side and I write down the times, and you know, so that's important. So our garlic is beautifully cooked here.
Lovely.
And the green beans, as you can see, some pieces are already cooking, you know, cooking through. It's a quick cook, and they say it's best to eat your veggies, like not overcook your veggies, right? So you don't want to overcook your veggies
Because
too
you're
much.
leaching out all of the nutritious content there.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. So
Smells again, my favourite part of the show. All the fragrances coming through.
and garlic has the best smell, doesn't it?
It really does.
So I'm just gonna push my green beans to the side a little bit and start adding back this chicken.
Okay.
And this time you can leave it a pretty side facing up,
Got it?
and you can actually toss your green beans around, make it pretty, right? Presentable. So for this recipe, you do need like a large skillet.
Yes.
I have about 8 pieces of chicken thighs here. Of course, if you only need 6, it's
Okay.
fine. So you can adjust according to your family's size and needs.
Yes.
The recipe that's on the blog, it's 8 pieces, which is what I have here. And I'm using a 12-inch skillet.
Okay.
Okay, that all goes in.
And of course, for this recipe, whether you cook more or less, the timings remain unchanged.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that would not affect the time.
Okay.
So our last piece is going in. And if you look on the website, the recipe looks exactly like this.
Yes.
Now I've got green beans around the chicken. And the final ingredient here is coconut aminos. We've talked about this before. We've used coconut aminos in our stir fries as a substitute to soy. And soy is the ingredient. So coconut aminos is the substitution for soy. So it's a soy-free ingredient. So if you're sensitive to soy, this is the perfect substitute for you, coconut aminos. And I'm gonna add that right in. And what's that's gonna do, and it's just gonna add like a depth of flavor, okay? And a little more color to the chicken, as you can see.
Chicken.
Yeah, the chicken is, so add on top of the chicken, preferably.
And I have switched to using the coconut aminos in
Have
my
you?
kitchen. Yeah, I actually, the difference in flavour and texture is unnoticeable.
Exactly.
And I think it's a slightly healthier option, is that right?
It is right. It is a healthier option. And I mean, again, nothing against soy. It's just
No.
that actually a lot of people are allergic to soy, and they may not even know it. You know, if you eat a lot of soy foods and you find yourself feeling bloated and a little achy afterwards, it's soy.
Okay.
It's soy. So take that out of your diet, substitute for coconut aminos and see how you feel.
Yes.
So you can still eat your favorite soy-based recipes, stir fries,
Yes.
Asian, Chinese recipes with coconut aminos and not get bloated
Not
and
get
feel
that feeling
achy. And
afterwards.
yes. So this is done.
Remove this forward.
And it's hot and it's ready to go. Okay. So I'm carefully gonna remove this. Let's see. It's actually not too bad. My hands are desensitized anyway from all of the cooking. Okay, just make sure this is off.
Can tolerate the heat.
Alrighty.
Oh, it smells so good.
And it's a beautiful dish,
It
don't
is
it? I just
beautiful. I can imagine serving this outside on,
Yes.
on the patio with a nice side salad.
Exactly. Salad would be a perfect side for this, or like I said, some white rice, or just a quinoa salad or something.
Which we made last show.
Yes, so you can serve that quinoa chickpea salad that we made last time with this recipe, and it's just healthy and it's full of nutrients and
Perfect.
flavor. So let's
Wonderful.
let me serve you some, and you have to tell me what you think. Make sure you get some of these green beans.
You look amazing.
Like I said, they're not overly cooked, they're just cooked right. And
Wonderful.
I will grab some for myself too.
Okay.
And some chicken. Thank you.
Some cutlery there for you, Silvia.
Right.
This is my favourite part of the show. I always get the treat of trying the recipes that we're cooking.
So you can slice your chicken and you can see
It's perfect
cooked. And this
Wonderful.
cut is very moist, it's moist cut, you know, which is one of the things that I love, and super flavorful too. Is it good?
It's very good.
Good flavor. I think the soy helps, or coconut aminos helps.
And like you say, the beans are crispy, but they are cooked. They're not too crunchy, so that they're raw.
Yes.
And that chicken, like you say, you know, both sides is just perfectly
Yep.
cooked. The colour is appetizing, and you can see how juicy that chicken is inside. Delicious.
Awesome. I'm
Wonderful.
happy to hear.
Let's have a little toast with some clean crafted wine. Cheers.
Cheers. This is delicious, Anne.
Wonderful. So we've got some clean crafted options here. We have the cans, rosé, a white. If you're a die-hard red, then we've still got reds available through the summer. So
These are amazing options.
whatever
I
your preference is, absolutely.
really enjoyed this one.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
for sharing the meal with me. It's
Of
absolutely
course,
delicious.
it's my pleasure. I'm glad you enjoyed, and I hope you have enjoyed at home and you give this recipe a try. And if you have any questions, just send an email or in the comments, whatever you're watching this, Facebook or YouTube or any of the other social outlets, just leave a comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you so much for watching.